What's up, everybody?
What's up, everybody? Shawn here with another live Live to Roll. We have a great show for you guys today with an awesome guest. So, if you guys have any questions or any comments, anything you want to add to the conversation, please drop them down into the chat. We really do love to hear from everybody and love to engage with everybody. So, yeah, I'm Shawn. I'm a C5, C6 quadriplegic from a snowboarding accident. Um, Almost 22 years in a couple of days, 22 years from ago.
So happy life
Coming up on
birthday now, right?
yeah, I guess so. Cause yeah, I think it's on Friday if it's or Friday or Saturday. But yeah, but yeah.
Happy
So
life birthday today, then.
thank you. Yeah, thank you. All right, Bobby, you want to introduce yourself, and then we'll let the awesome Nicole.
hmm I'm Bobby Rohan, C5, C6 quadriplegic. Uh, 36 years ago, life birthday coming up next. No, we're still in January, right? So
Yeah.
March. So I got March. And I just want to give a shout out to anybody back east. Hope everybody's safe and warm and safe. That's for sure. Lots of friends back east. So hopefully, all of you have made it past the bad stuff.
All right, Nicole, you want to introduce yourself for now, and then we'll ask you a little bit some more about your story and everything about you. But you want to introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, my name is Nicole Lay, and I'm pretty sure all of you have seen me in the chat on the other side. So it's a little nerve-wracking being here. So I'm a little nervous, but I'll be okay. And I have spina bifida. Specifically, it's myelomeningocele. There's 3 stages to spina bifida, and I'm in LA, California, and it's very cold, so you're gonna see me all bundled up today.
Do you get cold easy,
I was gonna
Nicole?
ask.
Yes, I do. I get very, very cold.
Yeah,
Well, you're
that's
so
I.
sweet. She's so. If you ever meet Nicole, she's just you want to just hold her and it just you're so cute. I just love it, and
Thank you.
I can see why you get cold.
I do.
Um, so yeah, today we're going to talk a little bit about mental health and what NAMI does specifically. Because right now, Bobby and I actually both just joined a course that Nicole is running right now for NAMI. It's a peer-to-peer support course, and that's just one of the things that they do. So before we get into all that stuff, you want to talk a little bit more about your story? And I know spina bifida since you're born. Do you want to talk about a little bit about your mental health journey and kind of what brought you to NAMI in the first place, and kind of how you got involved with them?
Yeah, so when I was a little girl, I had a very decent childhood. I had a mom and a dad that really loved me and took care of me, and they're very, very one of the best people in my life that took care of me. And growing up, it was always um, in between school and hospital visits. It was often pretty much always hospital visits more than school time. So um, every 3 weeks, probably to a month, I have to go to get follow ups often. So I would see something called like the spina bifida clinic in Children's Hospital Children's Hospital in Los Angeles in Sunset Boulevard. So yeah, half of the time it would be like follow-up checkups more than school.
Yeah.
And for what what were the checkups? Is it what kind of? I guess they're monitoring something within you. Why so many
Yeah.
checkups every so often?
So when I was born, so just to backtrack my story, so
Mhm.
when I was born, my mom at 7 months when I was in the womb, she already discovered that I have spina bifida. So I have a curvature in my back, and I have a severe form of spina bifida. So there's 3 stages. There's spina occulta, and meningocele. Okay, so spinal occulta is where a person is able-bodied, but they have bladder and bowel problems. And then meningocele is where sometimes they will use a mobility device, like such as a walker or a wheelchair. It depends on the situation. And then for me, I'm paralyzed from the waist down. So then I have bladder issues, I have bowel issues, and then sometimes I have like back problems too. And then I also have a VP shunt, hydrocephalus. Um, so when I was born, within 24 to 48 hours, they had to do 2 surgeries in, on the same day. So,
Oh wow.
um, yeah, so that's my journey there. And then the reason why probably I have to do a lot of follow-ups is because they have to closely monitor me, because I've heard from the specialists, I've heard from the doctors saying that I have a more complicated spina bifida case. So
Mm.
they wanted to closely monitor me. So I would see the neurosurgeon, the orthopedics, the pediatrician, the social work, the nurse, like everybody is like basically a whole team coming together at CHLA.
So,
So yeah,
so when you were born, did they have to do the shunt right away, or did you get that later on, or do you have a
yes,
shunt?
I do have a shunt, and they did that probably the second day after when I was born.
Okay.
So so the delivery is in Pomona. But then they had to transfer me to Loma Linda because that is the only one that specializes in spina bifida in my case. And then after that, my parents realized that it was a too far of a drive, like LA to Loma Linda. So then probably like at 3 years old, they transferred me to CHLA.
Okay.
It's a lot closer.
So,
Go ahead.
and then was your back open when you were born too? Because I often
Yes.
hear, so is that what caused the paralysis
hmm
sometimes, or okay?
Yes. So I'm pretty sure both of you are aware of spina bifida a little bit because you have already 2 guests that has spina bifida, so you know. So mine is in the middle, like my curvature is in the middle, so that's why my paralysis is um I don't have any feelings from the waist down. Um, so that's why. So the higher from the middle to the higher up is the severity of the paralysis.
Right.
Um, so
Right.
then moving forward, I did have a good childhood from elementary school through high school because I didn't have I didn't have inaccessibility issues because they were all accessible to me, and so I didn't have that issue like growing up. And a lot of the teachers and teachers assistants knew my condition, and I was in special ed class, so I knew the disability life, and I was almost feeling like I was protected in a way, like sheltered. So that was a life that I knew, with different types of different disabilities as well. And it was a good time for me when I was a child. But then when I hit middle school, that's when it turned south, where um, 6th to 8th grade, I was severely bullied because I moved to general ed classes, all of them. So it was all able-bodied students. And so it was kind of like a new world for me, I guess, like able-bodied world. And I didn't know um, that, like, as a 12-year-old, I kind of thought that it was me that was the issue, my disability. But no, now that I know it's not. Um, but was very self-conscious of my disability already at 12 to 14, because I was severely bullied, and that really, really affected my mental health for sure. And that's when I discovered, therapy. And then when I was in college, when I went to Cal State Northridge, that's when I discovered NAMI. And then now I'm currently working with them.
Oh, wow. And so, like, what kind, if you don't mind me asking, the bullying that they did, is it name calling, or was it physical, or just, what kind?
It was more emotional.
Oh,
Yeah.
It was a more emotional, like calling me names. And I mean, now that I'm 31, I don't remember a lot. It's like very blurred now, but
okay.
there's certain comments that I still remember to this very day.
Yeah.
They would tell me, like, there's one person that was telling me, like, oh, you cannot walk, so might as well you just self-exit. Uh,
Yeah.
just go die because you're in a wheelchair.
Jeez.
Um, and that really led me to suicide ideations for at least 3 years. I just knew that I slipped into a really dark, dark depression.
Hmm.
And
Was
I was in denial because I didn't care, and I was in denial that I needed help, like I needed support, but I didn't care. And so that's when my best friend that I grew up with for 19 years, he has spina bifida, so I have someone that can relate to me. And I wrote a suicide note and I gave it to him. And I remember clearly that I threatened him and I said, if you tell anybody, I would do it. And he obviously didn't listen to me. He go against what I said and he reported me to school psychology, which I'm very grateful. I'm very
Hmm.
grateful to him. And I would never forget he told me, like, Nicole, I just can't lose you. Don't do it. And it was also my parents saying, like, Nicole, if you do anything to yourself, you're gonna, I can guarantee you, your mom and your dad is gonna join you. Like,
yeah. That's
we're not going to say. Like, and I think that's when I kind of, I woke up, like, okay, like I need to do something with mental health, like immediately before anything happens.
Hmm.
So I went to school of psychology in middle school. I didn't go consistently because I was still in denial. And then in high school, it was a lot better. I had so much support, mainly my parents, and then my teachers were supportive of me, teachers' assistants, and all of my classes were behind me. And even my senior year in high school, my dean actually came to me and be like, Nicole, would you like to make a video with me about anti-bullying? And I was like, yes, I will do it. I will do it. Yes, yes, yes. And then now the video is broadcasted in on the LAUSD website,
Oh,
that's
wow.
and it's talking about anti-bullying, and it's about this no bullying allowed in any schools. And
Hmm.
I was like, I can't believe it. And after when the news came out, I remember so clearly. It was years later that I graduated high school, and then and one day I visited a high school again with my teachers and stuff. And then I was waiting with my dad, like I was waiting for my dad to pick me up. And then all of a sudden there was a father that like came up to me and said, I saw you in that anti-bullying video, and I want to thank you for doing this for my kid. And I was like, I can't believe it. Like, I thought like a little girl like me wouldn't have made a difference. But then when a father just came up to me and said, Nicole, you did such a great job with that bullying video, and I was like, wow.
That's
Like,
awesome.
Really good.
and that's the difference that I want to make. Like, that's what I really want to channel. Like, kindness is everything to me. Kindness is what is is within me. Kindness is my motto every day. And this is what I live for. This is exactly what I want. And that's how all of it started, like how I worked with NAMI. Like, mental health is everything to me because of my personal experience. And also, uh, just talking about all that, I also have a really distant relative who um, is has clinic has clinical schizophrenia. So he also goes through mental health conditions as well. So I grew up knowing what mental health um, is. This is not new to me at all. So I grew up with that, and I also have personal experience with that, with depression and anxiety. So all in all, coming together, that's how I joined NAMI to this very day. So
So, just before we get into more of that program, um, did you have other help before you got to NAMI?
um,
Was
what
it
kind of help?
Well, you
well,
said
like you're a
psychologist.
psychologist, and I know you said you didn't go a lot, but I mean, what made you finally join? Because it sounds like was it while you were in high school, or you have what made you finally decide, I guess, to join? Were you getting any help, or you just finally it clicked after that, doing that kind of video, that anti-bullying video, that you now this is my calling?
In high school, I didn't have the time to go to see a psychologist because I was so into like just I wanted to just graduate. So I was like into like studies and all, and I was um I was just doing so well in like just doing the studies, and I didn't have time for my mental health, honestly. But I didn't at that time I didn't feel like I needed, because I had the support from my parents and from the teachers. That environment was better for me. Like, I didn't feel the need to see a psychologist. That I felt I belonged somewhere. Not until when I hit college, it was a whole different ball game, a whole different environment for me. And actually, my mom went with me to college for the past 5 years. Kudos to her. She's like a superwoman to me. Um, so I like my sophomore year. That's when I started to see a psychologist again. Due to some personal reasons in my family, and also just the loneliness that I go through, and maybe the emotional unpacking that I haven't dealt with in middle school, the bullying situation that I haven't dealt with. I just kept it all inside of me. Um, so I think when I was in college, it was the first time through all the years that I've actually gone to see a mental health professional. That was the only time, officially.
Well, yeah. But yeah, so that's what when you did find NAMI, what was the first thing that you wanted to? Did you immediately know you wanted to get involved with it? And what was the first thing that you kind of started with?
I started with them in the year 2023. So it was my first support group, my first connection support group with them that I was thinking, I really want to join NAMI because um, I actually like the topic of mental health. It's my favorite topic,
Mhm.
even though it's heavy. And because I do know that not everybody likes to talk about it, so I would like to be one of the.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry. I think you froze for. We're back. You're good.
okay.
I'm like, oh man, not my computer again.
Not mine either. So backtrack. I would for connections. I joined for the first time. It was in 2023, as I said, and then after that, that's when I realized I really wanted to join NAMI. After that, is because my passion is mental health. I love to talk about mental health. And because I know that there's not a lot of people that feel safe to talk about their mental health journey. Because I'm the same way. I'm the type of person like I need to feel safe first in order for me to open up. Because if I don't feel safe, there's no way you can like. I feel like you can't get anything out of me if I don't feel safe.
Yeah.
I think that goes for everybody in some
It does.
sense, where, hey, I'm not going to divulge until I feel like this is a safe place. I mean, over the years, sometimes I've said things on this show and I'm like, wow, I guess I really do feel safe here with all of you. Luckily, I don't have to see many comments of people watching later on going, what okay, whatever. But I'm just glad that this has been over the years with our chat and all those people alongside us with this journey that we've taken with Live to Roll, that I felt safe to say something. But yeah, I see you. I see what you mean, that it's pretty common that we're not going to say much until we feel safe.
Yeah, that's I feel like it has to be what you feel like a safe space, and that's why I even appreciate somebody like Dahlia in the chat, posting some of the things that they deal with uh, as far as their mental health and stuff, because it is hard to open up to people like that and to say like that's what something for me. I'm just recently kind of starting my mental health journey these last few years, um, and didn't really do a lot to I think just kind of swept stuff under the rug and tried not to care. And then for most of my younger years, I would just smoke away any problems I had. I just used weed to be able to you know just to sweep it away and be like forget about it. And then it wasn't a problem for me much anymore, or I didn't dwell on it. And um, so I'm just really, especially in these last couple years, but over the last like maybe even 4 or 5 years, I've really realized that I have to start working on it and have tried to take those steps. Like I for the first time really saw a therapist besides when I was initially injured in the hospital, and it was kind of like part of my mandatory rehab while I was there was to see a therapist. I recently just did go to one at the start of 2024 or 2025 last year, and saw one. So that just I yeah, I think it is hard to feel safe and to be more vulnerable and open up like that. So I'm trying to do that a lot in my own personal life as well. So something I have a personal journey with.
Well, I was looking up some statistics. It says nearly 60% of adults with mental illness in the U.S. receive no treatment. Reasons include costs, stigma, provider shortages, and the classic "I'll deal with it later,"
Mm.
which never arrives.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, those are definitely I think some of the things that I've done, and I know a lot of people. in my life in the past have done. So um, yeah, so I think it's good. And I'm really happy to be trying to work on mental health and to be like taking part in a course. Like I've never done anything like a NAMI course before. So that's like am excited. I was even talking to Leah about it. I was like, oh, next time I gotta, because there's like a little worksheet. Like next time I want to get the worksheet and have my answers ahead of time because I'm abroad and I'm slow with typing. So like while we're trying to do it live on the thing, it's like hard because I'm trying to think, I'm trying to type, I'm trying to stay involved with the conversation. So that's like I'm actually excited to keep working on that stuff.
Tell
But yeah,
us tell us a little more about the program and NAMI, and you
yeah.
know more what it is and how it can help others.
Let's start with just like what different programs NAMI has, and then let's talk about the like what Bobby's like the what this one, what program, what this is, and um, the others.
I can only tell you all what I've experienced and what I've joined, because every every NAMI affiliate is different, and what they provide is different. So I work specifically with NAMI San Gabriel Valley. So they do provide something called connection support groups every Wednesday, 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. So basically, it's like any other support group that you join in the past where you have an hour just to talk about your mental health. So we all join together and we see like a common theme that goes around, and then we touch on those specific topics within that hour. Um, so then, and then we talk about like we ask each other like what are some of the coping skills or what have they tried that helps them, and like what are some of the tools that they've tried in the past. So it's a safe space and safe group to talk about your mental health and what they've gone through that past week that probably is a pressing need that they need support for. And then peer to peer, the both of you gentlemen have joined last week with me. It's called peer to peer. It's basically for yourself. So anyone who identifies with like depression or anxiety that wants to help yourself with your mental health journey, that is called peer to peer. So each week we talk about different things. So class one we would do introduction, class two we would do mind and the body, and then class three would be your stories. Class four and five is relationships, and class six medication. Class seven is awareness period, and class eight is just a wrap up of the course altogether. So I love class peer to peer because it's more diverse, and we don't just talk about like heavy topics. We talk about like lighter topics. Like four and five are my favorite, honestly, because we talk about relationships, and sometimes we balance it out by talking about like healthy versus unhealthy relationships. So four and five are my favorite at all times.
Mhm.
It's when you talk about relationships to yourself, and then we talk about relationships to others. So that's why that's my favorite one, because I don't think a lot of people really think about like um being kind to yourself. Like nobody really thinks about that or write about that. um it's more like some people would think like it's more like people criticizing you or people judging you. It's more like the negative stuff. So when it comes to class four and class five, I always um encourage participants to write a letter to yourself, um, to your inner child, to just be a little bit more tender, a little bit more warm, a little bit more sweet to you, to the past you, to see like what what is the adult you that wants to talk like wants to say to your child self, basically.
Mm.
So that's why I love class 4 is because I do encourage participants to write letters to your inner child, to your 12-year-old or 11-year-old, to just talk to them and to just be a little bit more kind to that soul that maybe didn't know a lot of tools that you know now as an adult, you know?
Yeah.
No, I get it. That's writing to yourself uh, is huge in the sense that I know at times we treat ourselves. We're our own worst enemy, I guess you can say, right? We're our own
Yes.
worst enemy, and a lot of times, we look at ourselves in the mirror and say, "Dang it, you had to have that extra, donut, or you had to have not get out there and exercise, or you had to have your Broncos lose, and all you do is beat yourself up." Um, and yes, I was very distraught on Sunday after watching a football game. It's a stupid game. I would write myself as an adult, like, are you kidding me? You're going to act like this over a dumb NFL game. That's all it is. It's just a dumb game. Yes, we take pride in ourselves, and so why beat ourselves? Maybe a donut would be a treat. Take pride that I am a football fan and that's my team, so I am going to be. But don't beat yourself up for it. It's not worth it. Accept the rewards and let those other stuff, the smaller stuff, slide. And we don't let ourselves do that very often.
Yeah. No, that's true. I think that's happens for a lot of people. It's hard. You get on yourself, and usually most of us are our own toughest critics and our own things. So I like that idea, the writing the letter. I look forward to doing that here in a couple weeks, I guess. We're on week 2, so just a couple more weeks. It'll be fun.
And
um,
I just want to add, we also have something called family to family. So family to family is basically a supporter is helping someone else. Okay, so peer to peer is different from connections. Connection is different from family to family. So family to family is again a supporter that's helping someone else that's struggling with a mental health condition. And then peer to peer is mainly for yourself. If you want the support, if you want more resources about mental health, or you want to learn more about mental health, then peer to peer is for you solely. That this is your own mental health journey.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's that's what it does. It is really nice trying to go through it and doing like the hearing from other people. And I do want to actually, real quick, I just wanted to highlight and address one of the Dahlia mentioned that like if they weren't in a chair, then they wouldn't really have the issues with mental health. But I don't think that it's true for a lot of people. I think regardless, I know obviously living with a disability does add another like layer of issues to mental health a lot of times, and for sure can. But there are a lot of people. Mental health is a very real thing in the world
Mm-hmm.
for a lot of people, and regardless of disability, ability, or anything, um, everybody does deal with mental health issues typically on some level. So,
Yeah, I don't think you need the disability. In one of the facts that I found, depression affects around 280 million people worldwide. It's the leading cause of disability globally, which is bleak, but also explains a lot about productivity meetings. Anxiety disorders are even more common, impacting about 300 million people worldwide. Humans are um, excelling at worrying about things that haven't happened yet and may never happen.
Yeah.
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 So yeah, that's just I did just want to quickly make sure to note that for anybody watching, because I know most of our viewers do have disabilities that are watching, but there are plenty of people out there that don't and are dealing with mental health and stuff. And like you had even mentioned, you have a relative with schizophrenia. Like I have my uncle actually, and I lived with for like 5 years before moving in with Leah's. Has we lost Nicole for a second, but
You
does
might have.
have schizophrenia and has dealt with mental health illness and health issues for most of his life. There we go. We got her back. Sometimes it's just a quick.
Yeah, sometimes I get a phone call.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, Nicole. Yeah, no problem. That happens all the time. People.
This is what happens. This is what happens when I touch on the chat and I'm on the phone. That's not good.
But we're all affected by something. I mean, right now
Yes.
I could say I'm affected by, the loss of my mom almost a
Yeah.
year ago, and then my dad, who doesn't know who he is or I am almost anymore, and is having he's having troublesome times right now with staff. He just is just visiting and talking with him. He's not my dad anymore, and it sucks, and um, those wear on you. You might not go, I have it, I'm mentally ill because of it. And I think that's where some confusion happens around, are you mentally ill? No. Am I mentally
No.
ill? Not really, but am I hurting? Yes. Can it
Yeah.
really depress me and affect my everyday? Yes. Can
Yeah.
it make me, which are some of the signs of depression, sleepy, irritable, things like that? Absolutely, because I don't want to deal with it. Depression
Yeah.
is a lot of times we want to ignore it, if I'm not wrong, Nicole.
Yeah. And I just want to say, depression doesn't discriminate. People do. People
Hmm.
discriminate. Depression doesn't discriminate. Mental illness, mental health conditions don't discriminate. And I just want to say, all my life, I've always just wanted to relate to people. I don't care if you're disabled. I don't care if you're able bodied. I always tell people, and I try to, like, I try to model this every day is that I'm physically different, but I'm psychologically, emotionally, mentally not different at all. Okay, so I mean, I just I appreciated that people would always compliment me to say, "Oh, Nicole, you're so positive all the time." And I was like, "Yes, I'm positive if is because I choose to be positive most of my life, most of the time. And the reason why I'm positive is because I don't show you the bad times. And it's because it's not that I want to put on a facade, no. It's because either the night before or the week before, I've already released all my stress through journaling or through music or through like I've already dealt with my emotional moments by myself through music or through journaling. That's why when I show up for people, I am my best self because I've already done all that release days before. But of course I have bad days. Of course, I would have days where I'm depressed and days where I wish somebody can call me and ask me like, "Are you okay, Nicole? Is everything all right?" Um, and so I'm still human at the end of this, and I tell people all the time that my disability, my wheelchair, is what I use. It's not who I am.
Right.
It's very different.
Yeah, it's a
Okay,
tool.
I'm still a human being deep down under my skin. Okay, so whenever you say something that's hurtful or you make assumptions, best believe that I will get affected, but I will not tell you. But when I'm at home, I'm already thinking about it. Okay, so I'm still a human at the end of this, just like everybody else that I see are human. Um, so I still don't know how to get through the able-bodied people, but I'm trying to let them know, like,
I don't think
I
that.
yeah,
that
I may be a body stick to this wheelchair, but I'm still a human at the end of this. So
Yeah.
whatever assumptions you're making, whatever comments you you don't even think before you talk, I will have some kind of a reaction. I may not respond to you right away, but I do have feelings towards it. So uh, I don't know what else to say besides that. I just hope that one day all of us can meet middle grounds. Like, I'm human just like you are human. The only difference is that you're standing up and I'm sitting down.
That's right.
yeah.
Yep.
Here's a funny statistic that I saw. Globally, about 1 in 8 people live with mental health conditions. That's roughly 970 million humans, which is a terrifying number until you remember there are also people who think pineapple on pizza is fine, which it's not fine. It's not fine. Don't ever put a pineapple on pizza. Are
It's
you
not that
kidding
bad.
me?
It's not that bad, Bobby. It's not that bad.
No, no, no.
Well, look,
No.
I know with coming disability, we can always think about the sad stuff, but I will give you all something funny to laugh about before we go. So I used to volunteer at CHLA, a place that I love because I love children. And there was this tall, I mean, he was like 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2", very tall man, and was with his son to do a checkup. And then I can just see him like looking around, like upward, like this, looking around to see who his volunteer was that was gonna like escort them to their appointment. So then I was down here and I was up here, and then I was like, I have a low voice. So then I was like, oh, sir, I'm one of your volunteers and I'm here to escort you and your son to your appointment. And then he's like, keep looking up. It's like, where's my volunteer at? It's like my chin is like a giraffe, like this. And then the second time I can hear him the second time, he's like, where is my volunteer? And then I was like, sir, I'm right here. My name is Nicole. I am one of your volunteers, and I'm escorting your son to your appointment. And he's like, "Oh my God, you're my volunteer!" And then I was like, "Yeah." So it's so funny. Like, I'm down here and he's up there. And it was so funny. Like, even the height is not right. So then and then we were both laughing so hard. And I was just thinking to myself, look, we may all struggle with disability or not, but sometimes we can just laugh at ourselves. It's okay. I mean, I would just think that able bodied half of the time probably is ignorant. They don't know what they're saying. They're not knowledgeable about disability, and we can just give them grace and compassion that one day maybe they'll want to learn about disability etiquette one day.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that is true. That's just that's why just educating is the best thing to do with people. For people, let people know that, like you said, we're all human. Uh, we're just like living life differently. We have different abilities.
Well,
uh,
I mean, sometimes as much as you like to um, hide it, and sometimes we like to show it. With our, we people see our disabilities. You can't run away from it. Every day, every push, every time somebody looks down, and you know, can I help you? Um, you're always constantly reminded. But for me, it's always thinking about those who have the disability within, if it's mental illness or not. I mean, I've had lots of people in my support groups come in and say, I'm a spinal cord injury. I look like I'm fine. I am not fine.
Yeah.
Inside my body hurts every day, and nobody understands what I'm going through because I'm not
Yeah.
sitting down in a chair like you guys. My
Yeah.
husband wondered why I complain because he thinks I healed properly. No, he doesn't know that I have to clean up my leaky messes because my bladder's not as strong as it used to be, and always afraid that there might be an accident on the other end, and
Oh.
the pains and the needles. Nobody gets it, but she goes, it must be comforting for you guys to know because they see it, and it's like, oh my god, it's so much worse, and you just think, oh, I don't even know what my point was, but in a sense that sometimes we can get by with our disability. Where so many people, and that's not even just spinal cord, that is just across the board, where people inside are dying and dealing with anything that's going on in their life with mental illness, no matter what it might be. I wish, Angry Cloud, we can all be like you, but not everybody can.
Mm-hmm.
As much as we want to, and I applaud you, Angry Quad, but it's, you know, sometimes it's just not that easy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's definitely not that easy. Um, and that's why seeking support and help, and even if that's whatever that is, whether that's a therapist or like a peer-to-peer support or a support group or just a friend, a family member to talk to, um, yeah, that's just the best thing to do is to seek support if you need help in anything like that. Um, so yeah, let's get back a little bit to, we're getting kind of near the end of the hour. Let's let people also, if people do want to um, sign up or check out either, the course now, is it too late to sign up for the one that we started last week, or when's the next one
Yeah.
people can sign up for, so we can kind of let's
Um,
give people the info to if they want to seek out any support from NAMI.
yeah,
And
you can Google just NAMI.org and see when's the next um peer-to-peer class is gonna come up and start, or you can reach out to me um through email, and I will let you know the scheduling of the peer-to-peer or connections
I can make sure to
directly.
add your email in the
Yes,
description. I have the
thank
NAMI
you.
website in the description, so people
Yes.
can just click on the NAMI.org.
Yeah, and if any of you all are interested in peer-to-peer or connections, please, um, I don't mind you reaching out to me, and I will for sure keep you updated about the schedule.
Okay,
Great.
awesome. And I know we kind of went over most of what NAMI does cover, and then like kind of what some of the like the peer to peer support would be like. It's the 8 week course and stuff. Is there anything else that you want to like share about what
And
NAMI does, or the groups, or anything that we kind of maybe didn't? No, I was trying to think of anything else we might want to
you're
touch on.
and I think you're just one NAMI. I mean, they're across the nation, if I'm
Right?
not
Yes.
mistaken.
Yeah.
I mean, where people can look it up in their own cities and states and find
Yes.
a program just like that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, there for California there are different cities and NAMIs, so you're just gonna have to find um a NAMI that's near to you, and some of the NAMI is online and some are in person. So just find the one that suits your schedule the best. Um, but I'm not sure about every state though. That's the part I'm not
Oh,
clear of.
But
Okay, I'm not sure if it's nationwide or international. I'm not sure. But what I do know in California, there are different cities, there's different NAMI chapters um, depending on cities.
and
That's for
mhm.
just
sure.
to clarify too, for like the virtual ones, um, you don't have to be local to the city to join, right? You can, if you were to find one, if somebody were to look online and see that somewhere like out of state was starting one next week or something,
Yeah.
they could still join virtually and do
Yes,
that,
I've
right? It's
seen
for
that.
everybody and anybody. Yeah, okay.
Yes, I've seen that.
Right. Because we even have like Leon from our chat who's out in Minnesota joined last week. I know he was a little bit late. He said he had forgotten at first, but was able to come on. So like that's why I was just asking because I know he was able to, and I thought that was standard for any of the virtual stuff, but
Yes, and I just wanna just send my comforting thoughts and healing thoughts to Leon and everyone in Minnesota. Please be safe out there, okay? And my heart and soul is with you and with everyone in Minnesota.
yeah, no, I know. I think that's definitely been on everybody's mind and on the in the news and stuff a lot. Not just for the cold, obviously. That usually they deal with and the below freezing temperatures that a lot of the country's dealing with. But yeah, Minnesota's going through a lot right now. Minneapolis, especially. But yeah, so that's good. Any information for people to know that you can join virtually from anywhere, um, and um, and seek support. So you don't have to be local to your specific NAMI chapter, or like regional area.
Yeah.
Uh, oh, and Eric,
Nicole, it was so great to have you on and to also see you in person. That's for sure.
Yes, thank you, Leah, for being so patient with me. I know that I've been declining, but it's been a lot of stuff going on this past 2 years. So thank you, Leah, for being so patient.
I know she has reached out to you quite a few times over the last couple
I
of years.
know.
I think,
I
uh,
know.
no, but it's okay because we definitely don't ever want to push or like try to get somebody to do like come on if you don't want it. Like if you don't want to do it, it's totally fine. There's no pressure to come on Live to Roll. We just knew that you do have a lot of great things to share, and you're a very kind and sweet person. So we wanted to get you on here to tell your story and share and help some people with mental health.
Oh yeah.
uh, And then, all right, let me go ahead. I guess I can go ahead and do our sponsors and stuff. And then I do want to just, like I said, we usually will let you kind of just, if you want to finish with anything else, you can share any final thought or anything either about yourself or NAMI or just anything you feel like would be nice to share with everybody. So real quickly, let's go ahead. I'll thank our sponsors. Um, we really do appreciate our sponsors, Mobility Professionals and Urology Professionals. Mobility Professionals is a local DME here in Southern California. So if you're anywhere in the Southern California area and you need a new wheelchair or a commode or a standing frame, any larger devices like that, give them a call. They can help you out with insurance and navigate everything for you, get you all measured up, come out to you, make it easy. And then Urology Professionals is their sister company, and they're actually nationwide. So anywhere in the country in the U.S., you can get your urological supplies shipped directly to your doorstep. And again, they'll help you navigate everything with switching your insurance, getting everything set up, and shipped directly to you, nice and easy. So give them a call, see if they can work with your insurance, um, and start getting you some stuff. And we do appreciate their support. They appreciate or they support Live to Roll, and they support a lot of the local disability community out here. So we all really do appreciate everything they do for the community. Um, and then this Thursday, we got Bobby coming back with the guys doing rolling over the hill for this Thursday. I'm gonna be hanging out. So Bobby, do you guys already have a topic lined up for the week?
Yeah, we're going to do open discussion, but our open discussion is some of the things that I was just doing today with some statistics, but we're going to be putting a lot of facts and statistics up that we can discuss about within our open discussion. So come and join us. You never know what can the show might turn into. So hope you can join us and have fun with us.
Awesome. Yeah, I know you guys are a fun, easy group to hang out with and talk to and listen, and have a wealth of knowledge. You guys have a lot of chair experience and
Too
also
much. Mhm.
I know it is a lot with, especially as Robert Soto's over 50 years. That's still so wild. But all right, guys. So those are we got coming up for the week. We'll be back next week for, I guess that's actually, that'll be the first one of February next month. We already got through first month. um, but yeah, it was a great show. Nicole, you want to go ahead and take a minute to share anything else you'd like to share? If you have anything else you want to tell us, the audience, or anybody listening.
First, I want to say to the caregivers, and I don't mean from the agency, but family and friends who are caregivers, I see you, I hear you, um, and I do want to extend my gratitude to all the caregivers, the family and friends. We know that this role that you take on is not easy. I understand that. I hear that. And so I encourage all of the caregivers to give yourself, whether it's before your shift or after your shift, to give yourself 15 to 30 minutes to cultivate self-care, to avoid caregiver burnout. Because without caregivers, at least for me, without my parents, I don't think I'll be able to manage my disability the way that I can. So to the caregivers, please give yourself 15 to 30 minutes of self-care time. And then to my disability community, please know that you are worthy of living. Anytime, whenever you feel like the demon or the Satan, I want to call it, that visits you, I hope you can find every strength in your bones to find an angel. Your angel can be your wife, your angel can be your husband, your children, anything that can keep yourself alive. And I do mean spiritually alive, not just physically. Because I've been there where I feel like my body is physically alive, but I'm spiritually gone. So I want my disability community to please hold on to your life because it is very, very much very precious. I want you to hold on to that hope, even if you have to take a beat, slow down to look at your partner, look at your children, just find something in your bones to tell yourself you are worthy of life. Just keep choosing to live. I promise you, just give it one day at a time, 1 hour at a time. You can do this. And even if you cannot find anything that can remind you, come to this replay recording and I'm telling you in your ear right now, you are worthy of living. Okay? And to my able bodied friends, colleagues, and anybody in the world, stop assuming things and start asking thoughtful questions. Because a lot of the times, me as a person with a disability, I am so tired of being an advocate. I don't even want that on in my name or to be remembered as an advocate. I don't want that. I just want to live as an individual that has a typical life, that's not always educating people all the time about my disability. So please, to my able-bodied friends, please do not assume and continue to learn about disability etiquette and to start asking thoughtful questions. And my disability, my mobility aid is what I use, it's not who I am. It doesn't define us. It's only a device, it's what we use. Okay? We are more. We are more than our disability.
Yeah, very well said. Yeah, Nicole, thanks. That is great, and I love that you address kind of all different communities within our community, basically. All the able-bodied caregivers, everybody out there. So that was great. Very well said, Nicole. Um, I think that was probably one of my favorite final thoughts that we've had on here. So, um, but all right, I guess I'm just gonna leave you guys with that. That was a great way to end the show. Thank you guys all for watching. We do really appreciate your support. And just make sure to stay subscribed. Click the like button if you like the video. That's just how you can best support the channel. And thank you guys all again. We will see you on Thursday and next Tuesday. Live to roll, everybody.
Thank you, Nicole. Live to roll.